So nobody needs to be introduced to Megan Jones. Megan is probably one of our most successful South Australian riders. So we're very happy to have her here today, and thank you for taking the time. Actually does have to fly off somewhere today, so she won't be staying with us for the whole day, but thank you, Megan.
No problem at all. Well, thanks for having me here. I said I'm really upset that I actually can't stay for the whole day, because we're in the process at home of changing the way we think and managing things differently as well. We spend a lot of time working in our business and not a lot of time working outside of it, looking back in, and we get caught in that cycle. Even though we're doing it full time, we're not working in a city, we still have a big problem stepping aside, looking at and changing things. So I'm Megan Jones, and we live in Harndorf, and I've been there with my parents since I was 11. I'm married now, got a husband moved there as well, so we're all there together, and the girls that work for me, we're all there. So we've been there for quite a long time, and it was a dairy farm, so had big paddocks, and over the years we've put more paddocks in, and more paddocks in, and more paddocks in, and more horses and more horses. And I really couldn't tell you from week to week how many horses are there. It's always changing. We have a riding school as well, so horses coming in and out and schooling and all the rest of it. I've been riding at the top level since I was about 18, so I'm really good at managing horses, but we're not that good at managing grass. Okay, my mum, she's done a quite good job. She's getting older now, and she thinks she's doing things, and so we're battling that, and me and James are trying to come in and do things, and so our place has its own unique challenges with that as well. So we have a riding school, agistment, a stud, and my horses for competing and also training as well. And I like to say, like, you never tell, and James tells you all the time, never tell a CHC, a crazy horse chick, that she has too many horses. Never tell her that, and you really can't tell her that her stocking rates are too high. There will be an excuse for it and a reason for it, you know. And James and my dad just are talking about putting mezzanine paddocks in for us and conveyor belt systems in for us, so we can just stack the horses higher in the paddocks. And my mum and I laugh, but they're being serious. They think we are absolutely bat crazy. And so we have heaps of horses at home, obviously, but we don't have heaps of grass all year. In the springtime, we have lots of grass. We're in Harndorf, big rainfall, obviously lots of mud as well. We don't then in the summertime, it dries off, it goes away, and these paddocks here, which are nice-ish now, are completely bare. And the third paddock along is on a bit of a hill. It's really hard to get grass to grow on that at all. The next one next to it then goes grass again, you know, and we just raised them, and I built 6 yards opposite the laneway to that, so those horses could rest at night to rest the paddocks. But no, there's 12 horses down there instead of just the 6. So it just the more yards we put in, the more horses I seem to feel with it. And then we cut our own hay. So the front part of our place, we've got the horses on our back. 50 acres we leave for hay. Last year we didn't get a great cut of hay off. It wasn't a great winter, but we probably just didn't seed well enough either, you know. So we're looking at how we can improve that pasture, and so we can cut our hay from there, because that lasts us about 30 seconds, that hay. You know, it's a big shed full. We'd probably spend 30 grand a year on buying in hay at our place. That's just hay, plus hay we've cut as well. And that's buying something small, something big bales is cheaper. So we're looking at going, how can we, for us to cut back feeding hay once a day to every horse on the property, saves a lot of money. And so I'm thinking that if we can improve the pasture with better grasses, we can then maybe even cut hay off these paddocks as well. You know, then we can save our hay. And I was speaking to Bob the other day. He was saying, what happens when a drought comes? Where's the hay going to come from? You know, and then it becomes from mostly oaten hay. And we've had that before. Had to buy an oaten hay. We've got to feed twice as much oaten hay than grass hay to keep the weight on the horses. And so if you're feeding them twice as much, they don't really like oaten hay. They leave most of it and trample it in, and we feed it in those small hay nets with small holes and try and save it all. And big bales and hay nets in hay feeders and everything we can to make the hay last longer, and still just cost too much. So we just started this year. Like, we couldn't afford to put in yards properly, so I said, let's just do tape. So we've cut the paddocks off. I'm trying to get my next thing to work. Cool. And so you can see we've let them out a little bit now, just to have a bit of a green pick, because I did put a horse in the front part of his paddock, so he's sort of still trying to change my way of thinking things. And then we can once the grass starts to grow properly, we can lock them off there and stay off for a few months if we have to. I shall go back this way. This paddock here, like, it's cheap and easy to put that down there. I put hay bales where the water erodes. That paddock has not had grass on it in probably 10 years. Like, nothing grows on there. It's on the hill. There's always a horse in there. We sprayed it. Everything was great. Then extra week came up, we sprayed that again. So James has been flat out now spraying. We've been able to now rest the paddocks, because these guys don't come into the stables. Floyd and these horses do. So these horses come at night time and then stay in the stay, and then out in their yard during the day. These are our adjusted paddocks. So we put the proper post and rail in there. Then we've got the tall post behind you can't quite see, to put a shelter in there as well. So bit by bit, we're just doing it. Even though we can't say, my God, that's going to cost us so much money to do it to every paddock, we're just doing it one paddock at a time. So we've done 3 yards out of 10 at the distance, and these guys stood on mud for ages. Then we put the road base down, and then we'll breathe, put some sand down, but you don't have to do it all at once. These guys will be locked off their paddocks till the end of spring probably, and they're in for work, and they're whinging a little bit, the owners, saying, bad luck, the horses are staying in there, you're going to work them, and then eventually we have a great paddock. We can let them off during the day, then back in at night time, summertime, swap it around, because a lot of these paddocks up here don't have enough shelter in them either. And so we're just trying to, as I said, improve things. There's a little pony out there. Yes?
Are those yards like for each individual paddock?
Yes, yes. So if we go back to here, there's still wire in between these two yards there. So once the shelter goes up, the top of the really post around in between as well. Again, it's not great having the wire between them there, but they've got wire between them anyway. So it just, mentally, I had a complete breakdown about that. I was like, no, you can't, you got to kick. And then James is coming from the sort of husband side, the non-CHC, going, well, they stand next to each other anyway all day. Sweetheart, it's probably going to be all right. No one's died yet. So I'm like, yes, okay, it's working. But it's really hard because you get set your way, must be post and rail and all the rest of it. And so, yeah, so we'll put the post and rail in there. And that way, even if they're locked off all the time, we've got a friend with them all the time still, so they can still interact and have fun. And actually being post and rail, they can scratch each other better and all that sort of stuff. So, yes, for your second one, so all the yards will have 2 yards per horse. Yeah, so they're per 2 horse, so they can play. I've really gone past this. So today we're going to hear about, obviously, native grasses. I'm really looking from this, when I go back and watch the video and go and do my own research, can we mix exotic grasses, which we all plant, the rye and the clover with native grasses, so then all summer, so I've been told these grasses are pretty good in that they stay grey in the summertime as well. So we've got ground cover there, and we don't have to water them because they're used to our climate, and we can just get a better ground cover, a better mix of seed in there as well. So we're definitely now looking for like a 5-year plan for our place next year to cut the hay down a little bit and down until we've just got great grazing that's safe for all the horses, and we can feed less hay. Because right now, like quite a lot of time, we do a lunchtime feed run as well. So we feed hay again to feed the horses. You know, it's like, oh, it does my head in. It's like, and James like, have less horses. I'm like, yeah, I know, but you sort of got to go big to make the money, and then it's just sort of, it's just such a cycle there. We are putting a lot more sand yards in so we can get them all off, and like we lose 6 paddocks because it's so wet, and the horses are normally in them. I said we lose them, I still use them. But this year with the extra sand yards, they can off those 6 paddocks, they can flood, they can grow. I do want to use some kikuyu grass in the yard which are on a bit of a hill, we'll just get the soil established, and then we can just poison the edges of those so it can't spread further. And we use that on banks and around the arenas. So yes, and also like getting someone in to help us with this as well. Like most horse people, they don't manage their properties that well. And there's too many horses there, you're scared to get someone in from the outside to come and help you. The NRM officers, but I think we need to, like they're not going to report you for having too many horses there. They're there to help you deal with what you've got and make it work better for you. And then if you don't want to get them in, then there's apparently an app you can use to photograph your grasses, what you've got, and then you can make a plan for yourself. And there's lots of help out there. You just have to ask and find it. But the app I thought was a great idea. I had no idea about that. I'm like, that's quite nice. It's called Weed App, Julie, is it? The Weed App or something? Yeah, Weed App. So I think it sounds pretty cool. So I've got really good tools to manage our horses, work-wise, competition-wise, but I'm just looking for better tools now to manage our grass, and I just want to keep improving it now, and now that I realise I've got to do more, I just can't let my mum do it, my dad do it. It's getting older now. We've got to step in and step up and improve our place. So I think today is great. I think it's really great that you guys are all here. So I really have to thank Kim Thompson, Andrew, and Bob, because I think Bob's going to share some really cool stuff with you about keeping it all on farm and growing some seed. It's growing some really cool stuff, which I'd like to do, but again, that's just, you've got to have the time for that. But it's great to be here, and I wish I could stay for the whole day. So ask heaps of questions, learn heaps, and tell your friends about for the next on-farm side of this. I think we can really help improve the land, improve our pastures, and cut down on buying so much hay. Our biggest thing, isn't it? And then feeding so much feed probably as well. So I shouldn't say that I'm sponsored by Barristock, feed more pellets. But no, if you get as natural as you can, and because they will survive on good pasture and good hay, and if they're doing lots of work, then you can supplement feed them a bit, and Trace will go with that. But good pasture and hay, and the horse will just bloom, And they our guys do 2-star and 3-star events on one of my horses. Like, he freaks out on feed. He goes on chaff, hay, and about this much Equestrian. And any more than that, and he's scared of his own tail. Then he's on Be Quiet powder, but he's also scared of his own tail. That's Freckles. He just is a head case. But you keep, and he's well muscled. He does 3-star. He's fine. So I've got the right amount of feed. I'm feeding him the right feed to give him his energy needs and his nutrients. And then he's on lots of hay and good hay. And hopefully soon, even less hay, more grass.
Can I just ask, how big are your paddocks for each horse?
These ones, no. These ones would be, that one there would be probably 3 of these holes going that way, I'd say. And then the bigger, pardon?
Is that one horse?
That's one horse, yeah, and then they have a yard there, and then those ones, I don't know, who's good on acreage, Bob? Pardon? Half a hectare, there you go, and that goes down, and yeah, so, whereas that one is a bit smaller, and I've got, that's my smallest paddock probably. I've got a few about that size, and horses and paddocks that size really should have feed on them. It's not that small with one horse on there. but it doesn't because we haven't seeded properly, we haven't fertilised it properly, haven't rested it. But now we've cut that off with a bit of tape that costs like $100, and now we're starting to get some grass on there. No, all horses are separately. Yeah, except for the school horses. We have 14 horses on one paddock, and then the geldings, there's 6 mares in one paddock, and then there's about 10 ponies in a paddock, which is divided into 2. So we're trying to get some grass to grow on that, and we sort of move them around a bit. But the geldings paddock used to be our breeding paddock, where all the mares that had great feed on it, and they've just destroyed it. And we haven't yet had a chance to put a tape fence up in there to get them off. They go into a big yard, to get fed, and then locked in there all day just to give the paddock a rest. And that's on a bit of a hill, and it's full of mud, and it's disgusting. But their feet are fine. They haven't got anything in their frogs yet. Pick their feet out, they come in and get seen. And if you're starting to get foot problems, then you've got to change things around. But they're coping fine in that for now until we can put the tape in, give them a bit more space, get their paddock established. People freak out a bit about having them in mud. Keep the hair on their legs. Don't cut their feathers. Like all my competition horses right now have got long feathers. We don't clip them out because they get greasy heel. And if you sort of manage them like that, they can then stand in mud, and it's not going to kill them until you get things organised and can afford to put down some sand and make it all work. Yeah. But people get a bit precious sometimes. I'm very precious about my horses. It's too sharp. People they kill themselves, and James is like, oh my God. But sometimes horses are horses. They have got hair on them. They're designed to be outside. They're not going to die that easily with a bit of mud. Feed them the wrong thing and change their feed too quickly, they'll keel over and die of colic. But on the outside though, if you keep that hair on them, they'll deal with it. Pick their feet out, spray some blue stuff in there, hydrogen peroxide, there you go. Yeah. So thank you, I've talked too long probably. But yeah, so I didn't really follow my speech at all. But yeah, I think just getting these pastures right, we're going to have healthy horses, cheaper, have more horses there because you can afford more. No, so you can go from there. All these land management people are just going, oh, these ladies, they're out of control. But thank you very much.
Thank you, Megan. Thank you.